Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to see how much I can improve my Paisa accent in just one day. I'm going to do as much as I can to fit various practicing and learning exercises into my day and see how that goes and how much I can kind of imitate that after. If you go back into my previous videos, you'd be able to see what my baseline, normal, neutral Spanish sounds like, and then we'll compare it to how I sound after the end of this. I have a full-time job, so we'll see how much I can get done with that, and then also like preparing meals and all of that. I'm not going to be able to practice like the entire day like some of these videos that I've seen. So far today, this morning, I did a workout. I found actually a guy on YouTube. I don't remember what his first name was. His last name was Medellin. But I guess he's from Medellin. I did like a 15-minute ab workout with him. The video is actually about 20 minutes long, so I got 20 minutes of listening in during that. I think I will try to watch more of his videos. This one in particular wasn't my favorite. I do a lot of Pilates. I have since I was like early high school, freshman year of high school. It's now, 8-9 years later. And in terms of difficulty, it was very easy. There was a lot of rests and stuff in it, and I didn't feel like it was a great workout, but his Spanish was great, so that was some good listening. So that was about 20 minutes there. And then I also listened to a podcast they were interviewing somebody from Medellin. I listened to that for 20 minutes in the car on my way to, and a little bit from work on the way back. And now I'm going to review some of my old notes on what the exact linguistic characteristics of the Paisa accent are. And they also have kind of a very unique intonation where it's like, pero por qué? Or, sí, ¿qué más pues? I don't know. That was probably really bad. Let's go to that. Okay, so the only thing that I could find in looking through my previous materials on the Paisa accent was this YouTube video that I I transcripted, and I typed that up, and then I did this like intonation method on it. So I wanted to revisit that. I typed up the entire transcription just from about a 2-minute chunk of this video that I watched, and then I broke it up. So wherever she took pauses when she was speaking, there are these purple slashes that I know like when she kind of takes a breath or pauses. And then I put with pink ink, I have arrows pointing up or down, and that shows like where her voice rises and falls at the end of each of these little purple cut up phrases. And then I also have in blue some little like squigglies under this, and this for me was my way of knowing when she like enunciates, or when I'm listening to these Paisa accents, I notice that a lot of times they have this intonation where their voice kind of like rises and falls, where it's like in this video she's talking about the coronavirus, and she says like virus, and it has that like virus, that rise and fall. So I have that to like denote or write down wherever she says that. Basically what I do is after I did all of this work, and that was done through listening to this multiple times, and then some of the time having the velocity decreased on the video. After that, I practice speaking with the video. So I'll do a quick little example of that so you guys can see what that sounds like. La cuestión cada vez pienso yo que se está complicando en cuanto a los contagios. El mero hecho de uno estar pues en cuarentena, tener que estar en la casa sin poder salir. So then after listening to that, or like practicing with her, and I do that several times, and I did that before when I did this, and then just now I was doing this again and relearning kind of the intonation of how she does this, because I did this several months ago, I think probably almost a year ago now. So then I read this without the audio, and I just do it by myself practicing. So for this passage it would be like, Bueno, nosotros entramos en aislamiento el 20 de marzo, o sea, todavía estamos en cuarentena hasta finales de mayo, pero llegó que se lo van a alargar porque, o sea, ya son más de 10,000 los casos que hay en Colombia. So I've worked on this for about another half an hour, so I'm going to add that to my total, so I'm at about an hour and 10 minutes so far for today. The next thing that I did, or I'm kind of currently in the process of doing, is I've been talking to various people from Medellin on HelloTalk and trying to practice speaking a little bit to them, get some feedback, and unfortunately I was told that I have a bello acento argentino, actually by a couple of people, that basically that I'm talking more like an Argentinian. So I'm going to have to practice that a little bit more and figure out how to differentiate in between them in terms of intonation, because like linguistically, the only big difference that I usually notice is the double L or the Y, which is in the Paisa accent is like je, whereas in Argentina and Buenos Aires, it's more of a sh. So like jo versus sho. I ended up spending about half an hour on HelloTalk, just talking with people, doing some voice messaging back and forth. Apparently my Spanish still sounds very Argentinian. I, after that, watched another episode of La Reina del Flow, which I watched last summer, and I'm really wanting to watch the second temporada que salió, the next season that came out, but it's only available in Colombia right now, so I'm going to try to figure out a VPN pretty soon to figure out if I can watch that or if there's some other way around that, because I don't want to wait months to see it. I watched about 35 minutes of one of those episodes, so all in total I completed a 3-hour period of listening to or actively practicing Paisa Spanish today. So I'm going to talk a little bit so you guys can hear how my accent ended up after all of that and where I am right now. Obviously it's going to take some more fine-tuning and a lot more practice. 3 hours in one day isn't going to get you a perfect accent from anywhere. Doing this helped me kind of kickstart this journey. I also, for the first time, actually used this accent consistently in sending audio messages with people, whereas before I've kind of always felt embarrassed to just kind of like imitate that. But then I was thinking about if the situation were reversed and somebody who was a native Spanish speaker was trying to talk to me in English and we're trying to imitate like a American or a British accent, I wouldn't think it was that silly. Y bueno, pues este es mi acento después de 3 horas de practicar el acento paisa hoy. Yo hice varios ejercicios durante la mañana. Yo hice ejercicio con un video de alguien de Medellín por 15 minutos. Después de eso, escuché un podcast también de Medellín, obviamente, por 20 minutos. Oh, no sé, el ejercicio era de 20 minutos en total, 15 minutos de ejercicio. Y después de eso practiqué ese artículo por media hora. HelloTalk, hablé con personas ahí por media hora también. Y al final yo escuché un episodio de La Reina del Flow por 35 minutos. Así que en total yo practiqué ese acento por 3 horas hoy. And that is all for today. So thank you for watching and goodbye.